Hello, we are back again with another video, this time of up close and personal details highlighting the Oriental shoe line for Yeossal. As you can see, Japanese shoemakers that are selling out of a Singaporean menswear atelier. So let's take a look. We have two pairs, one from the benchgrade line and one from the handgrade line. Let's see what we got. Obviously we've seen these in the unboxing videos, but here we're going to take a closer look at the details of the shoes, as I don't get to show those on the unboxing videos. Alright, so both have some of these subtle changes you might not be able to see so well in the camera. Both have the same insignia on the insole, and I could be wrong, but between the bench grade and the hand grade you have what looks like subtly different linings. This one has a lighter tone, this one's a little more yellowish orangey, and from my own footwear I know the ones that are a little bit more orangey tend to be of a slightly lower grade. I could be wrong, this just could have been the cut of the leather and how hides are always a little different, but it would appear that they are a touch different. I do believe the hand grade has a higher quality lining, as they should. So let's take a look. All right, we have the bench grade line in a beautiful Lazy Man brogue. So the Lazy Man brogue is denoted by these gore gussets. So you don't see the gore on the outside on this one because they put leather on the outside, but on the inside you see the gore gusset there. So the gore allows you to, I don't want to be pulling on these new shoes, but basically allows you to get your instep in there as if they are a loafer. So you just use a shoehorn and just kind of slip it on there. So the bench grade line is actually has a lot of hand grade features. So let's just take a look. Most bench grade lines on the sole will have an open channel, but this actually has a closed channel or a blind channel, so you don't see the sole stitch. They also have a beveled waist on the inside arch, which again is not something you typically see in a bench grade shoe. What is more common is this straight waist, which they do have on the outside arch. So little touch of detail that for a bench grade, you know, kind of price point, so to speak, you're getting features of hand grade. So the bench grade has a very classic last. It's I would personally call it a very soft chisel, a round chisel almost, so to speak. Maybe not even chisel at all. It's got the shape of a chisel, but it doesn't have any defining chisel features, so it's a little bit unique. It's a blend between round and chisel, which is smart because you don't offend anybody. A chisel person might be attracted to that, and so might a round person. There's no extremity to it that makes it one or the other. So the last shape is nice. The balance between top of foot to the start of the vamp to the toe is great. It's not over elongated nor too round. The details are very nice. You got quite a solid heel here. I would put that about an inch and an eighth, I suspect. Most commonly you have between an inch and an eighth for dress shoe heels, and this looks about an inch and an eighth, which for those of you that always want to have higher heels to be a little bit taller, you might be pleased with that feature. Anyway, bench grade line, very clean, very solid, very beautiful. Now let's take a look at the hand grade. So the hand grade shoe got even a stronger heel there. That might even be an inch and a quarter, which for my own personal liking is a bit much. Inch and an eighth is about as high as I like to go, but it definitely shows the craftsmanship and quality. When the higher the heel you have, the more of a hard time you have balancing that last. So you got to make sure you do a good job of not making it look too, you know, cowboy boot Cuban-ish, which I think they've done. From the back side, it looks a bit big. From the profile, it looks balanced. It doesn't look crazy, but as we go on those hand grade features, you start to see now more. So this is, you know, an upper level hand grade where they have an extremely narrow waist. They have a bevel on the inside and outside arch, and they actually what looks like a tighter, higher stitch density on the sole stitch. So I would imagine that's 10, possibly 11 stitches per inch. I don't think much more than that. This one looks closer to 9 to 10. It could just be I'm reading too into it. They might be the same. They might both be 10, but you definitely just see finer details in this. You have a very slight fudge wheel here that you don't have. The fudge wheeling is the little grooves there. Sorry if you can't see, this doesn't do such focus close-ups, but the little grooves, the little notches there is what's called the fudge on the welt. So you definitely have more hand grade details on this last. And again, the sole is what really shows you the hand grade. You got, you know, you got the fiddle back. It's a slight fiddle back. It's more of a hump as opposed to the sharp fiddle back, which really comes up like a peak. This is kind of rounded, which I actually prefer. The peak is for me a bit extreme, but you got the nice detail, very narrow waist, which is definitely a defining feature for a true hand grade model. You got the sweeping double buckle monk, which is a very favorite of the day. People like that kind of sweeping look. It's aggressive, but not overly aggressive. It definitely a defining feature. Got a subtle medallion there. I think it's the same exact medallion on the bench grade line, so you can see that there's no change, which, you know, it's a personal choice. I think that the medallions between the bench grade and the hand grade should be different. Maybe I just overcomplicate things, but I think they should be more intricate on a hand grade line and kind of more subtle on a bench grade line. As far as the last goes, at least from the looks of things, this one seems to be definitely chisel. Still very soft, but definitely chisel. You can see that they edge those sides there. There's definitely a line here, although very soft and subtle. You can tell that it's not a rounded last by any means. It's got a kind of a rounded toe on a chisel, but it's still a chisel. And again, if you watch the unboxing video, you know that there's differences in the fit between the two. The hand grade one is very much more hugging, so to speak, hugging in the waist, hugging in the pretty much all around. You definitely feel the difference there. So anyway, again, leather wise, everything is very clean, everything is very nice. Might be a tiny bit of stretch marks here, very subtle. I don't know if that stretch marks are actually, if that could be just polished out. I haven't obviously polished these, they're straight out of the box, but the leather quality is very nice. I believe this is French calfskin, as I believe this one is a French box as well, from Annonay, if I'm remembering correctly. Again, very nice leather, very solid shoes. To get more on the details of how much they cost, do make sure you watch the unboxing videos, and just a little bit more about the brand, etc., and the collaboration between Yeossal and Oriental Shoemaker. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the up close details on these lovely shoes, and yes, do stay tuned for more as I continue to highlight shoe features as much as I can. All right, guys, thanks, and have a great day.